Okay, if you look at interest rates over the last 12 months, it has been awful. 2.8 to 6.8. That kind of sucks.
While the masses spend their days dominated by doubt, distraction, and dead ends, the masters go through their day on fire. My friend, welcome to the Fire Zone.
Hey there, it's your coach Kevin Ward with your Fire Zone message of the day. And if you look at interest rates over the last 50 years, interest rates go up and down. Doesn't look that bad. You look just over the last 12 months, interest rates have tripled. It's horrible. It's awful. But when you look at the long-term approach, you look at it from a long-term perspective, you realize, wait a second, interest rates go up, interest rates go down. And if you look historically, interest rates right now, actually not that high. If you look at the housing market and what it has done, if you look at what it has done in the last 6 months, looks pretty scary, looks pretty bad. If you look at what could happen over the next year or two or three, prices could go down. Even the next 5 years in some markets, prices could go down. If you look at it from the short term, it looks pretty bad. But if you look at the long term, and you realize that in the 1950s, the average home in America was worth $15,000. That was the average sales price in the 1950s in America was $15,000. In the late 1900s or the 1980s, it was about in the low 100s. Today, nearly 400,000. Short term looks pretty bad. Long term, real estate's a pretty good bet. If you look at the stock market, last 12 months or year to date, stock market's down, depending on which index you're looking at, 20 to 30%. But if you look at the stock market over the last 15 years, even the last 13, even if you look back 2009 in the middle of the collapse of the Great Recession, stock market today is over twice as high as it was then. Short-term things can look bad, but long-term, what you're doing looks pretty good. Here's the difference between successful people and people who just survive. Successful people always look at things from a long-term perspective, the long game, not the short game. What we are in right now is a crisis. What we are in right now is a market downturn. It's a tsunami. It's a storm. But long-term, you're going to be all right. Focus on the big dreams of what you want to build. And then the short term, you just figure out, okay, what do I have to do today to keep me on track for that? But this is the time that you expand your vision, you dream bigger, and you look for bigger things, because the storms are always temporary. The big games, you always win. So, work in the short term, but keep focused on the long term.
You've been listening to another Yes Masters Fire Zone video, a story or a strategy designed to help you go into the day with the fire, to stay focused and productive and to get more done every day. If you want more motivation, strategy, and support to grow your business on a daily basis, join our Yes Masters community at yesmasters.com and fan the flames of your success today.